Alright, so yeah, this is the last 5 questions. Again, they might not be in the same order as yours because it randomizes the order on yours, but these are the 5 that we did not cover on the first video. So, it says which statement is not correct on logs. You just got to know your logarithm rules. Okay? And so knowing that any exponents move out to the front, so like in this first one, if I rewrite 25 as 5 to the second power, because 25 is 5 to the second power, that 2 goes out to the front, and so it ends up being 2 times the log base 25. And so that one is correct, and so that can't be your answer. And if I rewrite this last one down here as the log base 8 of 10 to the 4th, then just like that one up there, that 4 can move out to the front, and so that equals that. So this one here is correct, and that one is correct. So since the answer's already marked on this one, so let's look at the one that's not correct here, or the one that is not our answer. 27 log base 5 of 3 to the 3rd power, because 27 is 3 to the 3rd power. And so again, that 3 can move out to the front and end up being that. So those 3 are all correct. The problem here is that 16 is not 8 to the 2nd power. Okay? That's what this tried to make it look like that. But that is not the case. And so you have to have, for this to be correct, you have to have a 4 right here. And that did not happen, so that's the one that is not correct, so that is our answer. Okay. Alright, the next one. Which expression is equal to the log base 7 of 5 plus the log base 7 of 3? So if the logs and the bases are the same, and it's an addition, then all you do is multiply those together. So it's log base 7 of 15. Okay. If this is a subtraction step, so it's a log base 7 of 5 minus log base 7. You divide 5 by 3. Okay. So instead of multiplying, you divide. That would be your answer. But this is our answer for this one. Alright. The next one gets us into our function, combination of functions. Alright. And so what it tells us to do is it wants us to find g minus f of x. So y'all, here's g of x, and here's f of x. So if I'm subtracting those, all I do is take 2x minus 6, that's the g of x, minus f of x, which is negative 4x plus 1. So I've noticed I put the f of x in parentheses because it's minus that whole thing, not just a piece of it. So now I'm going to rewrite this with distributing that minus sign. So it's 2x minus a negative 4x is plus 4x. And I got my minus 6 minus 1. So that ends up as 6x minus 7. And you combine your like terms. Next one. Okay. This one is just using the combination of functions where you do this g of f of x. And now a lot of the ones we did in class had a number out here, so you would evaluate f for whatever that number was, but there's no number. So what we do is we take what f of x is, so that's the one you do first, is the f of x, and then you plug it in to the x and g of x. So instead of g of x, we're doing g of 2x squared. So everywhere there's an x in g, we're going to replace that with 2x squared. And so we end up doing 3 times 2x squared, which is 6x squared. If you've seen something like this instead, g of f of 2, then I would have found f of 2, which in this case would be 2 times 2 squared, because I replaced this x up here with the 2. Okay. Which 2 squared is 4, 4 times 2 is 8. So f of 2 is 8. And then I would plug the 8 in for this. So I find g of 8, which would be 3 times 8. So the answer would be 24 is my final solution. So those are the two ways you could see this. This one is if there's no variable there at all, only no value for their variable. This one is if they asked you to find the actual value of them. All right, and then the last one. Now the biggest thing on here is knowing how to put these into your calculator. And to find a cube root, you have to go into your calculator and hit math. And math and number 4. If you want to find the 4th root, then you have to hit 4, and then math and number 5. So when you plug all those in, just plug them into your calculator. These 3 all equal -10. And so those are not your answers. This ends up being -5 times -2, which is a positive. So that one is the answer we're looking for because it is not, does not simplify to -10. Okay. So there's the other 5 questions. I'll make sure the videos are both on there. But if you have questions, you can email me. Thanks.